Jahad Woods.
Jahad, where's the confidence level at with the defense, especially after Saturday's game?
Very confident. After Saturday's game, it was a good game. I think we played well. I mean, obviously we got to minimize the explosives, but overall I think we're very confident.
And then what have you seen on film from Washington?
They're a well-balanced offense, I would say. They have obviously a good quarterback, really good offensive line. The tight ends are, they're aggressive. They like to do things to trick your eyes, pre-snap, motions, shifts, things like that. They're a very disciplined offense, and if you're not disciplined on defense, they can get you.
Does the mentality change going into a rivalry game like this?
Not really, no. We're not really focused on the rivalry. It's just another game. We prepare the same way. It's just another game.
They rushed for something along the lines of 240 yards a game in the last 6 in the Apple Cup. How big of a focus is stopping that run?
It's definitely a big focus. Like I said, their offensive line, their running backs is, they're great players overall. So that's definitely something that we're going to be keying and, just respecting their run. You know what I mean?
How different of a player is Salvon Ahmed compared to the past running backs they've had since you've been here?
He's extremely fast. He's a downhill runner, and he can cut real well too. He can run between the tackles. He could bounce it outside. He's just an all around really good running back. He could block. He's a good back. I give him that.
Defensively, you've only been used to going against Jake Browning. Really, now they have a new quarterback in Jacob Eason. What do you see out of him?
He has a strong arm, extremely strong arm. He's a big quarterback. He knows how to move. He knows how to move, in the pocket. He knows how to, just be a poised quarterback, and he reads his keys very well. And I think that something we had to do is pressure him.
How much of a bad taste in your mouth does it leave, that loss last year here at home, years past? I mean, how much angst is there to come into this game and get the win?
Yeah, we can't wait. I mean, last year was obviously disappointing. I mean, coming off a however many win streak we had to losing that Apple Cup, man, it was devastating. But I think this year we're way more confident. We have something to prove, obviously, and we're going to do that.
It was a little bit of a disappointing season, but you guys are coming off your biggest win, the close win. You win in the most exciting way. They're coming off one of the most frustrating losses of their season. Do you think that kind of contrast of energy gives you guys a little bit of an advantage?
Not really. I mean, it's just one game at a time. They're probably saying the same thing. That the past is the past. They're focused on us, and we're focused on them. So we have to just take it one game at a time, one play at a time.
And this offense hasn't been as effective as they've been in the past, for sure.
Right.
That's the Washington offense.
Yeah.
What differences do you see just from watching, one day of film?
I mean, not to downplay them. I mean, they're a really good team still. They have really good players. I would say I couldn't say. I mean, honestly, they're just a really good team, and I would just say that we have to come out and play our best defense.
In that Cal game, you guys let up some crucial third downs down the stretch. How do you feel your third down defense has been since that game?
I think it's improved a little bit. We obviously have to improve more. We have to, just win our one-on-ones, win open field tackles. That's really all what it comes down to. Being disciplined with our eyes. Keying who we have to key, and that's really all it comes down to.
Is there still a pretty big emphasis on limiting the explosive plays? I believe they had 10, and I think on all the drives they didn't score or kick a field goal. You guys didn't allow a single explosive, but I think they had at least one explosive on each of their scoring drives.
Yeah, explosives is something that we struggle with, but I think that's going to be a big emphasis within our practicing schedule this week, and I think that's something that we're going to improve on.
What the problem is on those big plays, the 20-yard passes or 50-yard
I can't really say other than, just us being disciplined, being more disciplined, just winning our one-on-one battles. Like I said before, we play really good players and they're going to make plays. but we're really good players too, and we have to make our plays.
Anything else for Jahad?
On the other side of the ball, but how fun has it been to watch kind of him just kind of tear up the record books? And I think only 12 other quarterbacks in the history of the sport have had 5,000 passing yards, and he's 80 yards away, so could probably get that pretty early next game. And what's it like just to kind of watch that unfold for him?
It's pretty cool. I mean, I came in with Gordo, and just seeing him progress as a quarterback has been amazing. I mean, however many years ago, I would have never thought he would be doing what he's doing, but he's doing it. He's doing it at an efficient rate, and I can't be more than happy for him.
You like watching him kind of talk trash to the other team? I believe he was kind of yelling at Oregon State sideline after Max scored on Saturday. Does that get you guys amped up when you see a quarterback doing that rather than maybe another position player?
Yeah, it's pretty funny to see. He talked trash a lot during spring ball and fall camp, and that's just his personality. It's pretty fun to see, and I believe he's going to be like that on Friday too.
Any questions on the phone line for Jahad Woods? On the phone line? Okay, back in the room.
Jahad, can you talk about the defensive stop, the last defensive stop? Looking back on it, was there? Do you think there was any key there? Did somebody say something that was inspiring, or some realization that struck everyone?
Nah, it wasn't anything new or different. It was just a matter of us making sure we do our job. That's all it is. And every time that offensive player makes a play, it's either that they just made a really good play, or we didn't do our job. So it's just us. It comes down to us just doing our job, really.
Did the offensive touchdown right before that play into it emotionally, do you think?
The offensive touchdown?
Yeah, the Wazoo touchdown.
Yeah. That definitely motivated us. But at the same time, even if they didn't score, we would have to, step up anyway. So.
Last chance for Jahad.
Oh, cool. My mind just went blank. As a leader, I mean, you haven't. You've been here for a while. You have not beaten Washington. What would it mean to get this rivalry win?
I think it would mean a lot, just not only for the players, but for the fans, for the people who's been here, way longer than I have, and even Coach Lees has. And I think it's gonna be an important win. The hype of the Apple Cup is something special here. I really didn't know or understand it until I got here, but it's grown on me, and like I said, I'm excited for it.
What are you going to tell your guys as a leader on the defense? Bring them in. I mean, this is an important game for you guys. It could really change how you look back at this season.
Yeah.
What do you kind of tell them? What do you want them to play with?
Just not to listen to the noise. I mean, there's always hype around Apple Cup. Every single year I've been here, there's always hype around it. But that hype can get us distracted. And previously, I think that hype has gotten us distracted. And I think we're all locked in. We're all focused. We're not worried about if we win, if we lose, this and that. I think we're just worried about one play at a time and one drive at a time.
So as a player, when you hear guys like Max Borghi saying he's going to score a lot, or Jimmy Lake kind of saying they've shut down your offense, your team's offense for several years in a row now, does that stuff really motivate you once you're actually in the game? Does it really play into changing how you play?
As far as Jimmy Lake saying what he has to say, I really don't have any comment for that. I'm the player trying to do my job. I'm trying to lead my defense. I'm not really into the dramatics and the WWE stuff that he says. So I don't know.
You guys good? Thanks, Jahad.